Good evening, good evening, good evening. For those of us who are prompt and on time and early, welcome. I'll start this off with a little bit of this music. See if I can get it right.
But I believe a woman feels things deeper than a man. I don't care what nobody says. I believe a woman loves stronger than a man. Because you see, sometimes we just don't seem to understand. I know because you see, I'm speaking from experience. Because I came home one day and my woman was just going off around the house,
Shoot.
not having very much to say. And I was kind of puzzled. I didn't know what to do. So I
To the street. I'm
sit
weak.
yourself down, girl.
Angel, good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Look like you are caller number one. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Tell me what's on your
Thanks for
mind.
tuning in this evening. You know, as soon as I get done, it's Red Dead for me. It's Red Dead.
It's okay.
All the way from Memphis, Tennessee. It's Tamara Alexander. Good evening, ma'am. Thanks for staying up past your bedtime.
Sitting around pouting all day long.
I see my cousin. Mississippi is in the building. I appreciate you. Cousin Yasmin, good evening to you. Miss Joy, I see you. Thanks for being here with us this evening. Let's straighten it out. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all too young for that. Who that? Go get her. What up with you, brother? Memphis is representing hard tonight. I see y'all early. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, you know, go get her. You know, I had to rep. I had to rock it today. The gold bow tie. Oh, that shoulder. The fleur de lis. Let's go. Go. You know, we're gonna rock it right. Keep it gold. Right? Black and gold. From the gentleman to the football. How about that? So if y'all remember this song, you know, this music right here is some of that Saturday morning cleanup for me. You know, my mom would get us up bright and early in the morning. Shouts out to my mama, Mary Ann Thomas, who taught me to be who I am at this point in my life. How to cook, how to clean. Yeah. 6 a.m. getting up, doing laundry at age 12. Let's straighten it out. Let's straighten it out. We got a few more minutes before I officially start. I just wanted to do something a little different. You know, give us a little music. Let us relax. If you got your frosty beverage, you know, go ahead. If you don't have one, go get one. It could be water. It could be something stronger than water. It could be whatever you want it to be. But as long as you're comfortable, that's all that counts for me. Rolinda, Pretty Wings Millinger. Hello. How you doing, ma'am? Good to see you again. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate you. My Pulu's in the building. What you mean? I don't know nothing about this. Please and thank you. Come on. When the house is the juke joint, oh, please believe me, I know. That's how you start that Saturday morning. Don't trip. House be clean, smelling like pine sol and ammonia. You already know. You already know. So that's cool. That's right on time. Music is coming to an end. You know, it's kind of crazy because, you know, that's the Lattimore right there. But I did a little homework, y'all. I did a little research, and let me see if I can share this version with you. I was going to end it, but since y'all are already tuning in, let me go ahead and give y'all some of this. Miss Sean, I see you. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. My brother is in the building. What up, Mello, a.k.a. Snoopy, a.k.a. Well, you know, we already know all of that. Miss Kitty is here. I see you. That's what's up. So let me see what you guys think about this version of the same song. Oh, it's gonna go way back there. Hold on, let me fast this up a little bit here. Here we go. Let's see if we can get it going there. Yeah, they should jump in any second here, so hang tight. Miss Monica, good evening. Uh-oh, she said, listen, y'all. Some of y'all ain't grown enough for this. Twin. Siobhan, I see you. Good evening, ma'am. Thanks for tuning in. When you gonna let me come and cook with y'all or teach me something? Anybody familiar with this? Anybody? Smiley, I see you. Phoenix is in the building. Vegas is in the building. My brother DJ Damon Jackson. What up with you, man? You ain't gonna be afraid tonight, right? Hey, in the end, this is what we need to do. Just straighten it out. Some good stuff right here, boy. This is some grown folk stuff. All the way from the wood. I'm gonna say the wood. Inglewood. Dimples D. Thomas. What up with you, girl? How you feeling this evening? Good to see you. Not sure if you're at work tonight, if you baking pastries tonight or whatever it is, but thanks for tuning in. Siobhan, I got you for sure. Let's do that. Let's do that. For real, for real. I dig it. Miss Terry, Miss Ding Ding herself, all the way from Tacoma, Washington. What's good with you? And then I see my girl, Mika Meek, my nickel. But anywho, look, I ain't gonna keep us going with all the music. I want to officially welcome you guys to Gentlemen After Dark. Tonight's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be a little bit different. I am going to start us off like I traditionally like to do, and that's we're gonna start off like this.
Live in studio, you're tuned into Gentlemen After Dark. Hey, Onyx.
So again, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome officially to Gentlemen After Dark. Man, I'm seeing some new names popping up. Let me go ahead and just acknowledge a few folks, although she's not new. But Deidre, what's up with you, girl? Welcome back. As always happy to have you here. Miss Finnison, welcome, welcome. Hey, while I got you here, Miss Finnison, I want to say congratulations to you. Miss Finnison, you are the proud winner of the Beauty of Bling contest that I had a couple of weeks ago, where I said that Beauty of Bling, which was Miss Octavia Latrice, she was the proud sponsor of that week's episode. That was about 2 weeks ago. Your name was pulled, so be expecting your prize or your gifts, shall I say, in the mail very soon. All right. Let's see who else we got in the building. Oh man, look here. Vegas is back. What up? Little fella, what's up with you, man? What's good with you? We got the infamous Miss Kimberly Williams. I'm expecting her to have a whole lot to say tonight. I really am. But hey, let's get it in. Let's get it in. So tonight, you guys, tonight we are going to do something just a smidget different, but not really different. It's kind of like the way I started the whole Gentlemen After Dark movement. Season 1, very first show, it was just me. First couple of shows, it was just me. So guess what, you guys? You are stuck with me tonight. For those of you who decide to stick around, tonight we will be discussing the gentleman perspective. The gentleman perspective of what? Well, for the last 3 weeks, guess what? We have been dipping and diving, exploring what men want from women, what women want from men, We talk to them as individuals, and we talk to everybody collectively on what we want from one another. Guess what, though? With all said and done, we missed one critical point. What was the solution to a lot of the things that were said? So ultimately, originally, I had planned to have some couples here, individuals who are in relationships who have maybe successfully, maybe not so successfully, dealt with some of the things that we wanted. So let me refresh some of our memories. I still got my notes. So some of the things that some of the ladies wanted: compatibility, communicate, appreciation through action, protection, intimacy, alignment, attentive, listen to me. And then for the fellas said that they wanted prayer, they wanted communication, they wanted the woman to listen to them, secure within herself, trust, and respect. So I got to thinking, like I said, I wanted to have some couples on here, but for some unknown reason, my couples were afraid. And I'm not here to judge anybody. I get it. I'm also not here to put anybody on Front Street, put their business on Front Street, put their situations on Front Street. But what I was really looking forward to having was, with all the negativity that we have to deal with in our daily lives, there has to be some good stories out there that, maybe they're not perfect because no one's perfect, but maybe what you're doing is something that I could learn from, you could learn from, whoever's watching the show. Maybe they could learn from that. But for some reason, we are afraid to share what we're going through. So that left me, the gentleman perspective. So in the words of my brother, I'm going to just pop this up because tonight is going to be a little difficult because I'm going to be looking and reading what he said. Don't be scared. Right. And that's what it's not supposed to be. Gentlemen After Dark is a place where grown folks can talk without judgment. So let's jump in. Out of all the things that I mentioned to you guys from the last 3 weeks, I picked 3 things. I picked 3 things that we're going to discuss tonight. And hopefully this discussion, I'll get some of the input from some of you guys. And then for those that who don't want to participate, maybe you'll just take notes and you'll learn from it. But hey, I'm ready if you're ready. So last week I closed the show out like this. In the end, men and women alike, we need a few things: good, orderly direction. And I told you to catch it. And if you caught it, hit me up. Let me know. Not too many people hit me up. So I'm going to help you out tonight for those of us who didn't catch it. Good, orderly direction. That would be G-O-D. God. We need that. Why? And I'm not here to preach to nobody because, that's not what I'm here to do. But I do realize and recognize the importance of a higher being in directing and guiding our steps. A lot of us, we tend to depend on self, and self usually takes us down the wrong path. So I'm going to start right out the gate with God. We need that. We need him. And whoever it is that you may believe in, hey, I'm good with it, however you want to go with it. But as long as you acknowledge the fact that that's an important part of who you are, that's half the battle. But then when we start diving into the human standpoint, communication, which is the very first thing that I wrote down, communication. Everybody says how they want communication. I need communication. You want communication. We all want that. The downside for communication, which really is connected together, is my second point: listen or listening. Communication and listening, they go hand in hand. And unfortunately, we don't do a good job of doing either. I'm gonna pick on the men to start us off because that's what always the ladies want anyway. Men don't listen. They don't listen. They don't listen. They don't listen. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and take the shot. Now I'm gonna throw myself under the bus as a man. Sometimes I don't want to hear what you have to say because one, you don't know how to talk to me. So again, I'm speaking from my standpoint, but guess what? I know tons of fellas who all say the same thing. So ladies, right out the gate, you want communication with your dude. You want him to listen to you and you want to be able to talk to him and you want him to be able to talk to you. Well, the very first step is how are we approaching communication in the first place? I believe it was last week that it was Najee, or D, as he said. He made mention of the importance of timing. Timing. When is a good time to have a conversation? Could it be in the middle of my Laker game? Not me, because I don't like the Lakers. Go Clippers. But in the middle of my basketball game, in the middle of my baseball game, maybe I'm in the garage turning wrenches, doing what I'm doing, working on my bike or my car or whatever. And here you come, ladies. Here you come with we need to talk. And I know I've said this before, probably in season 1, that whole disposition, that attitude of like you're in charge. You are demanding my time to talk to me about whatever it is that you want to talk to me about, or is it that you want to chastise me like you're my mom or my mama, which a lot of guys will say that as well. You're not my mama. I ain't got to listen to you. I ain't going to listen to you. So communication. We got to find some effective ways to communicate. And to take some of this off of my back, guess what? You got all the space on your screen to type some comments. And for those of y'all being disrespectful to my Clipper Nation, yeah, that's you, Mello. That's you too, Michelle Finnison, and all the rest of y'all. Shh, listen. Anywho, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about ways that we can effectively communicate with one another. Now, I'm gonna give you some ideas that I came up with, especially if you are in a relationship with somebody, and there's something that you really want to talk about. The very first thing is that we have to break down the walls of our Insta barrier. I call it Insta, INSTA, Insta barrier. As soon as you say that you need to talk to me, I'm going, oh Lord, here we go. Here we go. The barrier is up because I already know you about to go ham, go fussing. I don't want to hear that. I really don't. So we got to figure a way to bring that wall that's up here to down here. How do we do that, ladies? Maybe you guys can give me some examples of what you think would be an effective way to communicate with your guy. And I'm gonna wait for a few seconds so I can see some of the comments pop up. Kimberly says, oh, let me pop her up here. Kimberly says, for a female to come talking like that, it seems like some trust issues. Okay, maybe it is some trust issues. However, does that give you the right to demand whatever it is? Who you talking to? That's number one. Because again, going back to some of the stuff that was said, some of the items that were said that ladies want, they want the protector, they want the leader. Well, that's not how you talk to the leader if that's what you really want. So Even if there are some trust issues, my question remains, what are some ways that we could effectively bring this barrier down? In the meantime, while you guys figure it out and think about it, here's what's something that I thought of. So most of us, let me get rid of that. Most of us go to work. We go to work on a day in, day out basis. I know I can't see everybody's hands because this is where we are, but when was the last time somebody ran some bath water for you if you take a bath? Now, some of us just take showers or whatever, but when was the last time your mate, your spouse, ran you some bath water and said, hey, I made some water for you, go in there and just chill, go relax? Probably not in a long time. And guess what? You probably haven't done that for them either. But how great it would be if we actually took a moment, ran some bath water, throw some bubbles in it, throw some salt bombs or whatever else you got up in there, and give a person a chance to exhale. Why? Because at work, you already dealing with 50 million things anyway. If you have children, you're dealing with that. So it's a bombarding of things stacking up on you. And then you come home and here goes the wifey saying she needs to talk to you. But she didn't say it nice like that. So I was thinking, man, it would be nice if I could get like a bubble bath, relax my nerves, calm my nerves. Maybe, I don't want to say blindside, but it's almost blindsiding where I don't see this conversation coming, but I'm in here chilling in the tub. You might come in here and say, you know what, let me wash your back. And, if you under 18 years of age, you might not want to be here, but maybe you wash my back, and I'm going to use myself as the example, but you wash my back. And while you're washing my back, you ask me, how was my day today? How was your day? And I tell you how my day was. You might not even really want to hear it, but guess what? You're listening because this is going to help bring this barrier down. You're listening. My day was cool. I went through this. I went through that. Oh, I'm sorry that you went through that. Man, that's all bad. Or that's all good, whatever it might be. And then from there, once you've gotten the wall down, guess what? Now you can introduce the topic of discussion that you really wanted to address in the first place. Since Kimberly said the trust issue. So, hey, boo, yeah, I don't know, whatever the situation is, I'm gonna just make up one. Yeah, so I got the phone bill. I got our cell phone bill, and I noticed you had all these calls to Pakistan. Pakistan? I have calls to Pakistan? Yeah, they were on the bill. Oh, I don't know. But I guess I'll have to look at it when I get out the tub. Okay. Now I know that's extreme, Pakistan, et cetera, but the spirit of how we should be approaching the situation versus as soon as I walk in the door, hey, babe. Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. What the hell? What is wrong now? What did I do now? What's wrong with you? You know what's wrong with me? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. You gonna say what it is, or what we gonna do? What's going on? And we got to play this game back and forth. You want me to figure out what you know or don't know? I don't know. Who's got time for that? We are supposed to be what? Adults that want to communicate, and to effectively communicate. I think I read somebody said, write your thoughts down. Well, maybe that's what we need to do too. Write your thoughts down. You don't got to write a whole essay. Couple of bullet points. Let's take a couple of issues and address those. And then at a later time, maybe we can address something else. You guys agree? You disagree? What you think? And while you're doing that, I'm going to shout out my mom and my dad. Welcome back, you guys. I see you. Good morning. Good evening. How you feeling? Thanks for tuning in. As always, it's my dad and my mom. Thank you. I'm definitely trying to keep this going for us. So thank you for your support. So what do you guys think? How do we approach this? Come on, give me some examples, because you know, I don't have a panel tonight. I am the panel, but you guys are here with the audience participation. So let's get it in. I see, bam, maybe have a conversation over dinner. Okay, now we talking. Let's have dinner at the table. Why not? I appreciate that. What did you say? I love Mika. She said that mess might ruining your bubble bath moment. Just pay the bill. Hey, that part right there too. Pay the bill. Shoot, some of this stuff is petty anyway. But hey, who am I? Anywho, um, yeah. So what else? What other things could we do? What other things could we do? I'm just curious, because you know, excuse me for saying this, but some of us claim to be so alpha like, whether it's the guy or the girl. We have so much to say, but we don't have a lot to say, because what? We are scared to express ourselves. So other than pay the bill, like Mika said, Miss Finnison said, have that dinner, that conversation over dinner. Are there any other ideals that we could do to help us with our communication? Okay, here we go. Should at all costs try to be transparent? Absolutely, DJ. Transparency. So, you know, that's something that we all have been. That's the new word. That's the new hit word. Like, oh, be transparent. Let me see what you got. But we all know how to be transparent. That's the sad part. We don't. We don't know how to put our feelings on the table. And then when we do put our feelings on the table, somebody else finds it easier to deflect how we feel or question how we feel. Michelle Jenkins says, don't dismiss the other person's feelings. Bingo, right there. Michelle said it right there. Don't dismiss how the other person is feeling. And that goes for the person that's bringing the situation up, or the person that's receiving the information to be able to respond to. We have to be able to talk to one another and accept one another's feelings. You might not agree with it, but guess what? You learn to live with it, deal with it. You know, your acceptance of it might be limited, but everybody has the right to feel how they feel. And whether you agree with it or not, that's how they feel. So, okay, here's another good one. Thank you, Miss Kimberly. Do people pillow talk anymore? Yeah, they pillow talk, but they be pillow talking about the wrong stuff. They be pillow talking about what's going on in somebody else's world versus their own. You know. Miss Sandy says, it's all in the approach. Better to be on a hot tin top roof than a cracking man or a woman. Wine conversations, walk in the park conversations, absolutely. Wine is very soothing for the soul, as long as you're not overindulging in it, and it definitely does calm your nerves. And then you can have a dialogue with one another to address whatever it is. So I won't drag communication out. You guys have an ideal. I'll give you one last ideal for the ladies, fellas. Maybe if you got an issue that you want to bring up to your lady, I remember as a kid, and I might be kind of telling on myself, but I'm a product of the South. My parents are from the South. And as a kid, a child, my mom used to chill on the couch and she would be like, man, I need my dandruff scratched. I need my scalp scratched. I need my scalp greased in the whole 9 yards. So yeah, guess who partook in scratching and oiling scalps? Yeah, hmm that would be me. But as I look at it now, that used to calm my mom's spirit because my mom was feisty. She still is in her own little way, but she is very feisty. So as soon as you took the comb to that scalp, put a little oil on it, you just parting and doing all of that, her spirit was calm. Could that possibly work now? A lot of our ladies, they doing the braids and, the whole 9 yards, and they, hey, can you help me take my hair down? Can you help me put some oil in my scalp and blah, blah, blah. Perfect opportunity for you to catch her in a non-confrontational moment where you can express yourself and whatever it is that you're going through. Because right now you rubbing her and doing all of this, and she's like this. She ain't gonna be combative. She ain't gonna argue with you. Speak your piece at that point. So that's just my thoughts, y'all. Hey, who am I? I'm just a gentleman with his own observations. So next up on the list, listen. Listen. A lot of us claim that we listen, but we don't. A lot of us, you remember that teacher on Charlie Brown? Teacher starts talking and Charlie Brown's like, what was that, teacher? And it goes, wah, 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 huh? Anybody understood that? I didn't. I don't. A lot of times when people start talking, we instantly disconnect from what they are saying. I'm not giving you too much of my time and energy because I really didn't want to hear what you had to say in the first place. But guess what? If in fact you do want to be an effective communicator, you have to unplug your ears. You have to unstop your ears. You got to take the cotton out, clean the wax out, whatever you got to do, and start listening to what's being said. And listening means not being quick and ready at the gun, at the hip, at the holster, ready to pull the trigger on what's being said to you, but to listen to what they are saying so that you can understand, so you can comprehend. And then when they ask you for your response, rebuttal, then you're better prepared to reply than to just go back and forth arguing, firing off responses. Anybody have a good example, maybe, for those of us who aren't so shy, of a situation where, it could have went left, but by your actions, you curved it to the right? Anybody? Let's see here. Thunderbird. I see you, Miss Yolanda. She said, scratch my scalp, right? Head massages. Yeah, I'm scrolling through the comments. Here we go. Listen to hear, or do you listen to respond? That is the question. Do we listen to hear or do we listen to respond? Most of us listen to respond. Mr. DJ says, as for me, I had to learn how to listen because I talked a lot, but now I listen to learn. Man, that the powerful statement right here by itself, right here from Mr. Damon Jackson, DJ. That's so critical, bro, till it ain't funny. And this is something that I think that we all continue to forget. We have to listen to learn. Too many of us want to be the educator. We want to tell you about you. And we don't know. So, hey, I appreciate you, man. Let's see here. Rolinda says, let's start here. Depending on how long you've been with your mate, excuse me, you know the triggers. So it's up to you to listen and apply. Not saying that if either party comes at you wrong, have you ever thought that the other person is fed up? That's a fact. But knowing this, it goes back to effectively communicating and the willingness to please. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Rolinda. Man, that part right there, because people do get fed up real quick nowadays. They get fed up quicker than ever. But yeah, we have to start listening to learn. We have to make listening a component to everyday communication. You know, you listen to understand a situation, a task at work, you following directions. A lot of us don't want to do that. And, you know, that's unfortunate. My brother says, I've learned, as I mentioned, when I was a guest, after the conversation, discussion, however heated or cool, I replay what was said. And if I need to change my stance, opinion, apologize, etc., I do so. So I'm going to piggyback on Mr. Lewis. This is my brother. I always call him my little big brother. This is a true fact. You know, we've been friends over 40 years, over 40, 45, I think over 45 years to be exact. We grew up together in the same apartment complex. We've not always seen eye to eye. We've had our fair share of fallouts, if you will, not where we're fighting one another, but you know what? We take a couple of days of break from one another. But when we come back together, the very first thing that we do is discuss what the issue was. This is how I felt. Um, you know, we hear each other out, and then guess what? We come to a realization that, hey, you know what? Maybe I overreacted, or you know what? Your point is valid. I apologize. I'm sorry. What, you know, whatever the appropriate response is, that's what we do. A lot of us don't do that. Again, you know, even with listening, you don't have to be right. Sometimes you just gotta take it in, you know. And you know, as I always like to start the show, I haven't said it in a while, but I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. You know, I just know myself. I know people enough to be able to have a conversation with people, and you know, in the end, I just want to be a happy soul. So in order to be a happy soul, I need to communicate who I am to you. And in turn, you need to communicate who you are to me. And I have to be willing to listen to that. Whether I accept it or not, I need to do that. And guess what? That's what I would expect of you. So to my brother, I appreciate you, man, for always giving the listening ear. Ms. Sean says an apology can go a long way in any relationship. And guess what? We don't do enough of that either. We don't. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's okay to say I'm wrong. If I'm right, guess what? You don't have to gloat in the right. Just go about your business. Humility is huge. People already feel bad anyway, you know, if they mess up. So guess what? Don't make the apology impossible. Make it comfortable for them to say, my bad. I'm sorry. I messed up. Or however you need to say it. Say that, you know, stop being afraid. Especially when I look at my audience, 35, I think, is the youngest individual that I would know of here, up to, you know, 60 years of age, 70 years of age. As we get older, it should become easier for us to apologize. That shouldn't be such a hard, difficult task. And I get it. Some of us are stubborn and we in our ways, but in the end, it goes a long way. It does. You know, a lot of us we block our blessings because we try to be tougher than leather, hard as hell. And in the end, we're not doing anything but hurting ourselves. So without beating this horse to death, we got to do better at listening, you guys. And listening really entails understanding what somebody is saying to you, uh, taking what they're saying, understanding where they're coming from, not just what you want them to hear from you, but what they want you to understand about them or whatever the situation is. So, true again, Miss Michelle Pulu, she says we become dismissive. Absolutely. We dismiss the next person's feelings, as you mentioned earlier. We dismiss it. What you say don't count. And that's unfortunate, which also leads right into too much pride. And that's why we find it so easy to be dismissive of anything because our pride stands higher than anything. Hey, whatever. I'm going to stick my chest out and it's going to be what it is. Guess what? That don't always work. So at the age that we are at, we have to do better. And I've said this to my inner circle of friends. The way life is set up right now, here's a reality check for us. Long gone are the days of living till you're about 100 years of age. Life is not 4 quarters anymore. Life is 3 quarters, like a game of hockey. 3 quarters. You'll be doing great to live till you're about 75. There are those of us who are going to be blessed to live way past 75. But as we've seen recently in our own family circles, we are dying younger and younger. 45, 50, 55. Parents are burying their children, their grown children. It should make you think. I think about it quite often. At 52, and not that I'm clocking myself because I don't want to do that, but the reality check is 23 more years. Guess what? I'm 75. Wow. The grays on my face, it just seems like they just popped up just like that overnight. I remember when I had one string and I thought I was doing something like, ooh, I got a gray hair. But now grays is popping up all over the place. So that just simply says that life is too short, you guys, for us to be the way that we are and not try to fix it. You don't got a lot of time to be being the way you are if it's not compatible with other people. You got to do something about that now, or guess what? You're going to expire just the way you are. And in the end, you're going to block your blessings. So, hey, you didn't hear from me. I'm going to be quiet on that note. We still got about 20 minutes. Yeah, cool. So, intimacy. Let's talk about intimacy. And intimacy is a little bit different for me. Why is it different? Because the person that made mention of this word intimacy a couple of weeks ago, the very first thing that she said was, I ain't talking about sex. Oh, okay. That's what's up. Intimacy. Intimacy goes a long way. All those things that we can do on a non-N-O-N, non-sexual note to show our mate, our spouse, our boo, our bae, our dude, our girl, that I'm into you, that I'm feeling you, that I want you, that I need you. The sunset walks on the beach, the Netflix and chill. I know that's the common thing. Netflix and chill. You stretch out on the couch and just watch movies, maybe eat popcorn, all that kind of stuff. For those of us who are grown, we do our little charcuterie. Charcuterie, that's cheese, salami, olives, almonds, chocolate covered nuts, things like that. Hummus. Uh, Everybody ain't hip to it, but it's an acquired taste. But when you do some things like that, and it's just an intimate one-on-one, hey, we just here, we just chilling, we just watching a good movie or two or three until we fall asleep on the couch. Or if you watch TV in the room, you do those kind of things. Intimacy, the simple things of good morning. Uh, did I tell you I love you today? I didn't. I love you. Wow. When was the last time somebody told you that they loved you out of the ordinary, not in routine? I love you, but you didn't expect it coming and it came. When was the last time you got one of those? How did you feel? When was the last time you gave one of those? Like me? Yeah. When was the last time you did that? Because that in itself goes a long way. We like to bond with one another. We like the play, tag you're it. That's what life has been about all our life. Cat and mouse, Tom and Jerry, go get her. You chase her, she chase you. Y'all go back and forth. That's what it was all about. But we've stopped doing all of that because we waiting. I'm gonna wait right here for him. Oh, well, she ain't coming. I ain't about to do nothing. We got to get back to some of the basic stuff. And again, with this pandemic being here the way it has been, guess what? Things are starting to open back up again. We have been on solitary confinement. In the words of Amistad, give us free. Give us free. We need to be free, right? So now that we are getting the opportunity to get out there and do some things, what are you doing with that time? Are you just running to go hang out, do your normal stuff, hang out with your homegirls or hang out with your homeboys? You're going over here to the Melody Bar or to the GS or the district now or whatever it is, wherever you going. What about the quality time with your significant other? And I'm not saying be drowned in that. I'm saying there's a time for you, a time for me, a time for us, and a time for we. We have to start dividing our time properly. This is where intimacy comes in. And, that very first example I gave of that bath, candlelight bath, bubbles, add the bubbles to the water, please. No, I don't have to get in there with you. Let me just wash your back. Let me take care of you. Let me nurture you. Because that energy that you put into somebody, guess what? Hopefully, it should be coming back tenfold because what's the saying? If you get the mind, the body's going to follow. Okay. You don't got to take my words for it. My brother all the way from Memphis says some women wouldn't appreciate basic things. The sense of entitlement is at an all-time high with most women. Uh-oh. Boy, you trying to start some conflict up in here tonight, huh? Shoo, be do. Let me say it again. Shoo, be do. Entitlement, huh? Well, this is where, guess what, bro? Our job as a man, if you are in a relationship, is to break that down. I keep using the words break it down, but that's what we need to do. Because yes, I agree with you. There are some ladies who feel very entitled, but guess what? There are some fellas that do the same thing. I remember the story that Bubba said. Bubba said, was it last week Bubba said it? Or the week before? She then went out on a date to the Wingstop, and the man said, if the lady don't give me some after the second date, I know she ain't interested in me. Check, please. That's what she said. So what makes fellas think that I'm entitled to get that on date number 2? Who gave you the right to put a number on when you gonna get that? So 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other, it falls back on us. So I'm gonna go backwards to my intimacy, and we're gonna keep going, whether they feel entitled or not. Maybe they aren't entitled. Maybe you have to show them that you could get these what's that word? Amenities. Amenities. If you just did some things differently with me, or for me, or to me. I don't know. But things would definitely be different, and the approach that people have with one another would definitely be different. So I would strongly suggest, hey, if that person is really overly entitled, maybe that's the wrong person for you. Thanks for your time. God bless and good night. And go on about your business. That's what I would say. Keeping it going. Miss Sandy says, have special times together. Surprise dinner. Ooh, in the lingerie coffee? What? Coffee and lingerie. Now that's a new one. Sandy, I hear you. Messages. What is that? Massages? Excuse me. Foot rubs. Hold hands more often. Flirt with each other. Continue to date your partner. Now, you know what? Sandy has hit several nails on the head. The whole dating process. Do we date? Do we do that anymore? Once you got the girl, that's yours. Do you still go out on dates? And if you go out on dates, are they those routine dates? We just going to get something to eat. You want to go get something to eat? Come on, let's go get something to eat. Or is it, hey, I want to take you out. You got plans tonight? Don't make no plans. Matter of fact, because I do know that, ladies, they always say it. I just want somebody to just take control, take charge. I done read so many posts that say, I wish somebody would just tell me to get dressed, pack a bag, so I could just follow the directions. Fellas, there you go. Tell her I get off at 5. We going to dinner at 7:30. Get ready. Put on that whatever your favorite color is. You could Johnny Giller. Put on those that red dress and slip on them high heels and some of that sweet perfume. Sure looks good on you. Give it to her. Tell her that. And watch how she cooperates with it. Same thing for us though, ladies. Fellas want to be wanted as well. Yeah, we the alpha men and we tough guys and all that good stuff. But guess what? We melt like butter when the girls say, I bought you something. You bought me something? Yeah. Nuh-uh. We get all mushy real quick. It could be something as simple as some cologne, a Harley and Davidson t-shirt, as Sasha would say, a Harley Davidson t-shirt. It could be whatever. We become very appreciative of that. So, if a fella tells you differently, he lying. I'm going to just say it out loud. He lying because we love that kind of stuff. Surprise us. You know what I mean? Surprise us. Miss Sean says we all have a love language. Just pay attention to it. Don't ask. Does he want a massage? Just do it. Don't ask to join. Ooh. Don't ask to join the shower. Come on, Sean. Say something out loud. Hold on. Wait. Don't ask to get in. Just get in. Jesus. Oh, I better not say that. Jeez Louise. Just get in there. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. And again, we have to take that time to do what? Understand one another. We should be paying attention to one another and seeing what it is that they like. I'm stuck on between the shower and get coffee and lingerie. I don't drink coffee, but it just seems like something nice to see. Coffee and lingerie, like, man, that's that grown folk stuff right there. Man, oh man, oh man. Please and thank you. But those are some of the fun things that you guys we could be doing in an intimate setting, and it doesn't have to deal with it. It don't. Sometimes we could just be enjoying each other's company. Take a shower until all the hot water is gone. Like, ooh, well, cold water might not be too good for the fellas, but yeah, you know what I mean. Chew be do. I cannot believe that one. But anywho, do some grown stuff, man. That's what it boils down to. Do some grown stuff. Hey, be grown. For those of us who claim that we are, look, even Miss Dana said yes to the shower. Boy, oh boy, Sean, you hit the nail on the head right there. Sean said that one, y'all. Sean said that one. Ooh wee. Um, but look, in the end, as this famous saying is, we all we got. Y'all familiar with that? We all we got. Well, guess what? If you're in a relationship with somebody, that rule applies. We all we got. Um, we have to find better ways to make what we got work. And yes, that goes for me as well in my own personal affairs. My life has been upside down for some years. And guess what? There comes a time when I'm gonna have to get my own self together. I want to thank you guys for sharing your thought processes because guess what? It helps me. Um, Something that we didn't really speak on was therapy. Some of us do need therapy, not in a bad sense, but in a sense of we need that exhale moment to be able to get whatever's on our heart, whatever's in our soul, whatever's on our chest, to get it out to a neutral individual. If you are that individual who gets to have the opportunity to listen to the person or persons, man, listen to them with open ears, open heart, receive whatever it is that they want to get off their chest. If they ask you for some solutions, hey, give it to them. If not, you know, you can always direct them back to the way we started this conversation. We all need good, orderly direction, GOD. Without that, all the things that we talk about on a day in, day out basis, guess what? They mean nothing. They mean absolutely, positively nothing. So if you want to do better, you got to do things a little bit different than what you've been doing. I hope that, tonight has been informative enough where you will take some of the things back with you. As Mello said earlier, review it, go back and rewatch it. How can I apply this to me? Because one thing that I do know that we have the tendency to do, we watch something, we watch a podcast, a show just like this one. And the first thing that we say is, yeah, so-and-so, the point that Onyx said, that was a great point. You should. How about, that was a great point that Onyx said, I and I forgot. I had a couple of props that I wanted to use tonight, and I left them. But I'm gonna tell you all about them real quick. Everybody's familiar with that onion, right? The onion, we cook with it. That an onion comes in layers. You peel that very first thin layer if you're using a brown onion. It's real paper thin, kind of like paper. Then you get into the flesh of the onion. But as you start peeling that onion back, what happens? Your eyes start watering. The pain becomes so unbearable depending on what onion you're using. You're literally closing your eyes to endure the pain. That's the way we are at this point. We are nothing more than onions with lots of layers, lots of pain, lots of tears. We got to find ways, you guys, to get around the pains and the tears, to peel those layers back, to get into the new us, if you will. We have to find a way to recreate who we are or what we do and how we do it. So last but not least, I was going to have my lovely mirror that I use to cut my hair. Take time to look at yourself. I'm going to leave it at that. Take time to look at yourself. If you don't look at yourself, guess what? You're not going to help anybody because you ain't dealing with you first. That's where it all starts at. What can I do differently to make things better? How can I make the change? What can I do to make a change? Look, they still doing this. They still coming. Sandy said, meet your man at the door naked while his favorite song is playing. Watch him shake loose. Oh, Sandy. Yeah, be careful coming to the door butt naked because the ring might pick you up. You know, technology and ring might catch you. Oh man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I needed that laugh. Thank you. So yeah, take a time, you guys. Take the time. Look in the mirror. Look at yourself. Fix you. You know, work with your mate, your spouse, and hey, let's go. Let's get it in. You know, but I definitely will say the communication. Find a softer approach. You're listening. Unplug those ears and let's start listening and not, you know, when the person's talking and all you hear is no, you need to be listening so you can understand and comprehend. And then, you know, once you got all of that out the way, man, bring some of those fun things back in your friendship, your relationship, your whatever situationship, entanglements, etc. Bring those fun things back. You bring those back, you're going to open up a whole lot of doors. That's my time, you guys. Man, it's been a pleasure. This was episode number 13. We got one more episode before Gentlemen After Dark Season 2 comes to a wrap. If you have not done so yet, you know, share this show with somebody. You can also subscribe to my YouTube, my YouTube channel at G-Man After Dark. Pass it down. You know, I'm going to keep this going for as long as you guys want me to stick around. I'm going to try to keep it as entertaining and fun and informative as I possibly can. I do want to say thank you again because you have actually given me a space where I can let go, I guess you can say. I've had my own woes, like I said, in my life, and, you know, I've been working right through those. And a lot of that has come by way of my friends. And you guys are an extension to what I have going on. So I definitely want to say thank you. Thank you again to my mom and dad for always being here and supporting. And to all of you guys who are actually behind the scenes supporters, in front of the house supporters, those who have given topics to discuss. Man, I appreciate you to the moon and back. So that's going to be my time, you guys. I definitely thank you for all the above. Thank you. And with that, we're going to close it out like such.
From the desert to the sea, and to all who have decided to chat with me, good evening.